Go ahead. You can ready to introduce. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maurice Loriano, and I am going to tell you my top 5. So, for those who haven't heard, I've been watching Steve Martin, and he says to talk from your soul. You know, like really just like get in there. And one of the things I love about Gail is how connected she was to the audience. So I'm gonna connect. You're supposed to laugh. You know, you're supposed to. You know, see, yeah, there you go. See, it's a Zoom party, okay?
I can't get him to talk.
We're gonna have any of you raise your hand if you've heard of Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. Oh, all right. So Jackie and Evelyn, you're gonna find this drop dead funny. All right. So my top 5, right? So I asked a group of people what were one word that they could use to describe me, and they told me empathetic, loyal, adventurous, and outspoken. All right, sorry, it's a top 4. Top 4, okay? Funny, you know.
Okay.
Okay. I had to help you walk, 5 to 4. Okay, so my first one is empathy. So when I looked up in Urban Dictionary, it said the ability to identify with and understand somebody else's feelings or difficulties. And it said the ability to understand and relate to one's feelings. I gotta tell you, I don't know. Sometimes it's easier than others, but the ability to just like always be there with people is hard.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes.
So then here's what it says. Another person told me I was effusive.
Ooh.
Everyone
Okay.
say it with me. Effusive.
Effusive.
Yes. Effusive means unrestrained or excessive in emotional expression. I'm gushy. It also says a foul-smelling outflow or vapor, especially a gaseous waste.
I didn't mean that.
Now, let me ask though, who can imagine who would call me effusive? Well, okay, sure, I fart when I'm around personal people.
Oh, no, you can't do that in a Toastmasters speech. You can't.
Oh, okay, well.
I mean, you could say fluff maybe. I don't know.
Whoops. So that is what effusive means, how I'm unrestrained. And so I am being unrestrained in this speech by Gail reminding me that I just, just let some extra gas out. The next word I was told is loyal. Okay, I like this. Urban Dictionary, again, full credit. Urban Dictionary says loyal is one who doesn't cheat, lie, or talk to people they're not supposed to, go behind your back, or pick someone else before you. But then I also read, ooh, Gail won't like this one. Something y'all don't know how to be nowadays. Loyal.
What?
They define loyal.
Quiet.
They define loyal as something y'all don't know how to be nowadays.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
And so, the humor I think and joke is who not in this group, but in our lives at times can be not loyal. And so, yeah, I want to think, yeah, I am pretty loyal. You can tell me anything, and it doesn't go anyplace else. And so the last one is outspoken. Woo! If you guys don't know right now, I'm sweating. Okay, just. So that was supposed to be funny. We'll sweat. You want some too?
No.
You probably see the shine, right? So someone who freely expresses their feelings and their thoughts. And I thought, damn, am I actually outspoken? I'm like, yeah, I'm outspoken. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
I'll take it.
Those are my 4 descriptive qualities. Madam Toastmaster, Thank you. So as you know, Martin does a lot of this hilarious, like, person.
Almost laughing.
Yes.
Aw.
Woo. Thank you, guys.
Yay. Good job.
Okay.
Can we give a round of feedback? Is that okay?
Yes.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, so I liked it a lot. Just for Toastmasters, I think they're a little stodgy. Okay, for us it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was funny.
It was funny. It was interactive, so it was good. So it kept people's attention.
Very original, also.
I liked it a lot also.
I like your speech in the pocket, and I think that because it was spontaneous in that sense that this wasn't planned, I think that it just goes along with the way you did your other speech, and that you did it initially, and you refined it each time, and by the time you got it to the level of presentation for the division, I guess division.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how you won the contest.
Right.
So I think that, with our round robin critique, as we're doing now, you just refine it to the point where you'll be at what's the comedy club?
Oh, yes. Dangerfields or
Caroline's.
Caroline.
Yes.
Thank
Well, I
you.
need help.
Jackie.
I wasn't fully engaged because I was taking notes, and the Urban Dictionary threw me off because I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? I heard of Ebonics, and when they say urban, it means, a whole nother thing. So that kind of threw me off. And then I looked it up, and they was talking about Trump and people who supported him. And I'm like, what the heck? So I was even more confused. So I just started off very confused, and then it was the 5 things that turned into the 4 things, and then the flatulence, and then the party, and Gail said you can't say. So
It was fluff, I think, maybe, right? Fluff.
Oh, I don't know, but it was. It is good. It is good. Got good structure, good bones. I need to hear it a couple more times to fully get it. I don't fully get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's definitely a good start. Definitely a good start. I would like to hear it.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I would like to hear it a couple more times without taking notes so that I could be fully. So you really were spreading?
Yeah.
I thought that was part of it.
Jackie, you reminded me of that Progressive commercial when you started thinking like your parents. She got all serious when you said Urban Dictionary. She wasn't listening to the concept.
I'm like, what is that? That's a thing?
Yeah.
I see. I had to Google it. I'm like, what's he talking about? Urban Dictionary? So I gotta look at that a little bit closer because I didn't have enough time to process that either. I'm like, they're talking about Trump and he's talking about something different. Man, I was so confused. I was like, I need a redo.
Yes. Well, at least I kept everyone's attention then.
You did, yes.
No, Maurice, it's got good structure and good bones. I just need to hear it more. That's all.
Cool. Evelyn, did you say what time it was?
Oh, yeah, you were at 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Evelyn has to give her feedback.
Yeah, I thought the speech was very entertaining, and I enjoyed it. I do get distracted when I have generally a role to do, and my attention gets, because what happens is I listen and then I'm like, oh, I have to remember the timer. So I was a little distracted, but I thought you were very funny. And I always like, Maurice, when you speak, your facial motions and I guess your effusiveness comes out not only in this speech, but every speech. And I enjoy that, and your bright smile. And you are very passionate about everything, including getting me onto this meeting. You were not going to give up unless I was on.
That's
and
right.
By the way, everyone, the problem was on my end. I wasn't on last time because when Zoom asked me for the password, I thought it was the password of the meeting, not my password.
Got it.
It's the only thing that I Zoom where I got that prompt. My other activities don't have that. So thank you for being passionate about getting me on tonight, because I'm having a very pleasant evening.
Oh, wonderful.
Yay.
Yay.
And the other, your fifth trait, Maurice, could be effervescent.
Ah,
Yeah.
I
You're
like the
always
bubbliness of that
enthusiastic.
though. It goes back to
Or as they said your energy, great energy.
yes.
Which is better? Effervescence? Yeah. Effervescence is probably better, right?
But energy is easy to show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we all know the word when somebody says flatulence, like Jackie, she said it so eloquent.
Like,
Most
oh,
of us would just say, you know, the F word with the T at the end. But
so I prepared some critical thinking questions, thinking that we would have this huge group to use for table topics. Can we use some of those for those who haven't, you know, Liza and Evelyn, if you want to speak? Jackie?
Vicky.
We have a few more minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So who wants to go first?
Well, do you want the question out first?
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you, right? Okay.
Right.
Question is, how do you explain what do you do to a child? How do you explain what do you do to a child? For work.
for work,
Like, how do you explain it to a kid?
I can't even describe that to an adult. I mean,
Wait. What's the question?
Explain
Well,
what
It's
do
a
you
good question.
do to a child?
Oh, what do you do at your job?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna do it, Jackie?
I'm tired. I don't do anything. I do whatever I want, whenever I want, how I want, you know. That's what I do.
how lucky you are.
and so is Evelyn.
Right? If I
Evelyn
have to
Dresser
explain-
retired too.
I'll have to give a speech on that because I'm finding the whole thing very difficult.
Oh,
The
really?
transition and COVID on top of it.
Aw.
I'm loving every moment. Every moment. It's like stuff comes in, money comes to my account. I'm happy. I earned it. I earned every dime. Some people want to say, you got that big fat pension. Somebody at a Toastmasters event said, what do you do? I told them I work for the city. They said, well, you got that big fat pension. And I was like,
Yeah,
well,
right.
if you're in corporate, when you were getting them big fat bonuses, I was getting nothing. So
I
I'm
hate when
set
people
boundaries.
say that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was shocked at her. I was like, what? Oh,
That's
really?
that is called jealousy.
You know, but if she was in corporate, and I can't say
Yeah.
what, I didn't ask, she would have gotten some kind of bonus, right?
Yes.
More than
Yes.
likely, she got some kind of bonus. At the end of the year, what we get? Thank you, happy holiday. You know,
If we're lucky.
And a
if-
party that we
To
have to
give
pay
more than
for.
$25.
A party
More than
that we generally
$5.
have to pay for ourselves.
Yes. All right, here's another question. What's the most important thing someone needs to know about you? What's the most important thing someone needs to know about you?
Can I answer?
Yeah, go for it.
The most important thing that someone needs to know about me is that I am a very optimistic person, and sometimes, especially recently with COVID, I've been feeling very anxious, and I am prone to a little bit of anxiety, you know, when things get out of control, but I always come back to a bright, you know, thinking of you know, the brightest possibility. And I think being optimistic and thinking about the future and looking forward to things is important, because other people end up wanting to be around you.
Yes.
Very true.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is, what is a greatest risk that you've taken? What's the greatest risk that you've taken?
Motherhood.
That's good.
Talk about it, Vicky.
Well, as you guys know, my pregnancy was with 2 babies. So I remember distinctly, not so much it was a lot of circumstances too, because ultimately I became a single mom, but just the fact that I was carrying around these babies, I was actually excited because my mother was a twin. So I always admired twins. So initially when I had the babies, one of my siblings came and stayed with me for 2 weeks. But then as the days got closer to her departure, I started panicking, like, what am I going to do with these 2 babies now? By the way, I was nursing them.
Wow.
So, you have 2 babies, they cried differently. And at that point in 2 weeks, they weren't synchronized. So it would be like, I had to get them on the same page because, one baby, they only knew how to become synchronized when they were in the womb, because that's when I got to the hospital for labor. They said, we can't distinguish the heartbeats. They went in sync. So they wouldn't let, how you see, everybody heard the story. The mother walks around until she delivers, until she gets to the point where delivery. Well, they wouldn't let me walk around. I had to stay on the gurney and have an internal and an external monitor because they couldn't distinguish the heartbeats for the babies. So it was a challenge, but I'm surviving. And Liza will get this because I get this from Mama B. She is like my role model for a mom of twins. This is a deacon at our church. Her children are probably in their 40s, I think. Late 30s.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I have yet to figure out how she does all the stuff she does and parent to be a grandmother. But so that's my goal. And that's what the challenge was.
And your kids are old now, and you still think back to that day.
Definitely. And I'll just say that they're 25 and they still say to me, they ask me, why do you keep coming in my room looking at me? I'm sorry. As a mother, you always check on your kids, and I have not gotten out. Are they breathing?
All right. One last question for the night. So, Liza, this is all you.
Oh, boy.
5 minutes. Who is someone you would like to meet?
Ooh, someone I would like to
5
meet.
minutes, yes.
You know what? I guess I would say Michelle Obama. I would really like to sit down and talk with her about how she managed those 8 years and did not kill anybody. Because, I just always think that she just did a phenomenal job with everything that kind of came at her. It was, First Lady's not a role that you necessarily seek. I never thought that I would, wanted to be in politics and wouldn't want to marry a politician. And of course you get all of these wonderful perks, but I don't know. And she just always seemed to just have such grace and just to be able to handle that. So I would really like to have a conversation about how you did that, especially because I see her as kind of a contemporary. We're around the same age, in some ways I read her book Becoming and have had some, similar experiences in terms of like educational backgrounds and stuff. And so I just really think that would be an amazing person to sit down and discuss, and how you navigate all of that, and just to have like a little bit of that grace and style and class, and really just to be able to be that comfortable in my own skin, despite the fact that, like I said, we're around the same age. I still feel like I'm not quite there yet and have work to do, but working on it. Growth, it's a good thing. So that would be who off the top of my head comes to mind right now.
Can I add a footnote to Liza's? Liza's very modest, you guys. First of all, here's a woman, and I've never really told her this in person, but I'm sure she
Lord.
No, because what happens is Liza actually makes presentations to the church body. So she's very competent, and she is very knowledgeable. She always gives us she and I serve on the trustee board, and she always has some nugget of information to give us from something she's observed, whether it's an article I read, and I'm not talking about a little daily news article. It'd be some lengthy something that you would say, I'm not gonna read this, too long. And she gives us the insight. So I just wanted to pat her on the back because I think that she could be a Michelle Obama.
Aw.
She's really
Well, thank
smart. You guys know she's a lawyer, right?
No.
Yes, yes.
But well, did I ever share? Well, we only have a few minutes, but the interesting thing, and it's funny that I come to Toastmasters now and you talk about that I'm able to present for the church. So I will share this story. My very first case, and when I worked as a lawyer in a courtroom, was in family court. So it's in some ways it's a good place to start because you're before a judge, so you're not really, there's not a jury and so on. And I'm doing this case and my boss is there. And for whatever reason, I guess because I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, I represented children and I'm like, oh, their whole future is riding on, what I have to say here and what's going on. So I'm like giving my summation and I am totally frightened. And you can hear in my voice and, I kind of got mixed up and couldn't remember like what I was supposed to say. And I kind of start like stuttering and you can hear my voice is quivering to the point like my boss comes over and he starts patting me on the back like it's gonna be okay. And the court officers are cracking up and I'm just like, oh my God, this nightmare is never going to end. But I get through all of it. I don't even remember the outcome of it, but obviously it wasn't the end of the world. And basically had to go back and face all of these people the same, the next day, but I got through it. But that was like the very worst experience. And I always tell myself, you know what? It's never going to be worse than that. So if we can get past that, we can just get up and do it again. And it's gotten better since then.
Beautiful. Beautiful story. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought my boss was he was just like, it's gonna be okay. Like seriously, like let me like help her out here. And the court officers were just merciless for weeks afterwards, even when I finally was able to kind of pull it together. But it was good.
I'll get up to a learning experience, that's all.
That just waiting to happen.
Yep.
Waiting to happen.
That's why I always tell you guys that once I finish speaking, I don't even know what I said. I really don't.
Maurice, just do me a favor. What were the 3 questions? Was it 3 or 4?
It was 4. If
Okay.
we only had 5 minutes, who is someone you'd like to meet?
Got that.
Okay.
How do you
Time
explain
you took
your
away.
job? Oh,
Yeah.
Or how do you explain to kids about your job?
Right. And
What was I think the one I answered was, what was the most challenging?
what's your greatest risk?
Okay.
Greatest.
All right, so I have the risk, I got the kids and the job, and I got who'd you like to meet?
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have a motion to close the meeting?
Yes.
Yes. So our next meeting is Monday, the 21st, I think, at 7 p.m. Hope to see you.
Okay. It was good seeing everybody
Oh,
again.
we
It's
have
been so
missed-
long.
we have missed you so
I
much.
miss you guys too. So this was fun. Thank
So
you.
glad Evelyn got on. Maybe at the next meeting, Evelyn, if you come early, Maurice can walk you through pathways so we can get you going. And Liza as well. You could
Yes.
I come on as early as 6:30, sometimes 6:15. Just come on in. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay, is that any meeting though, Jackie? Is that like any meeting?
Yeah.
Any meeting.
It doesn't, if I'm not on Monday, like any time that I want, I could come on earlier?
Before the meeting, yes. And any of us will be on and we just do it.
Oh, okay, very helpful. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, good night, guys.
All right,
Be
happy
well.
holidays to those that I won't
Happy
see again.
holidays.
Happy
Bye.
holidays.
Bye-bye.